start, there's two things I need to tell you. Firstly, I did not choose these curtains, and secondly, there's a room in this apartment that I'm actually embarrassed to show you guys. But we are doing an honest apartment tour, so unfortunately you are seeing everything. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Teeks. I'm British Pakistani living in Wuhan, China. I recently left my teaching job in an international school to start my own business here in Wuhan. Normally I'm taking you guys along with me around Wuhan or China, whatever I'm getting up to, but today's vlog is a little bit different. We are going to stay home. I have been vlogging my life here and showing you guys everywhere in this city, but I forgot to actually show you where I live and spend majority of my time. So today I'm going to give you a proper tour of my apartment here in Wuhan. I'm going to show you what a normal apartment here in China looks like. Some things might be slightly different if you're watching from the UK or America. What came with the apartment, what is mine, what I changed myself, and what I love. And there are definitely a few things I would still change. You'll understand when you see the curtains. Anyways, come in, let's go. This is the entrance to my apartment. As you can see, I have an IKEA rug. I did not take off these banners. They were there because this was a brand new apartment, as is this one and all of them around my community. Here I do have a little note. As you can see, it basically says in Chinese, please leave the items outside the door, thank you, because I cannot always come to the door and sometimes I'm not home. China hardly has any doors with keys left, everything is digital. So this is a digital keypad that you can insert your code into, or you can also use your fingerprints, your thumb. So I'm going to use my thumb here. Oopsie. Alright. So as you can see here, it's actually in English because I changed the settings myself. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. Oh, it's very windy today. So there's going to be a lot of slamming of doors. So this is probably the room you've seen the most if you watch my vlogs. And one thing you'll notice immediately is that everything kind of matches. There's a lot of grey here. Grey floors, grey chair, grey table, grey coffee table, grey TV stand. That actually wasn't an accident. Most of this furniture belongs to my landlord before I moved in. One of my conditions with my landlord was that I wanted to choose the furniture myself. So he gave me a few options and it turns out that some of the grey furniture was the best for me. I already had this sofa from IKEA, this couch, the grey one, so I thought, you know what, grey would work well with my grey couch. And also my grey rug, once again from IKEA as well. So obviously he paid for it, but I chose it, which honestly was a pretty good arrangement. Over at the back, this white big machine thing is the air conditioning, the AC. If you have never lived in China, you will see air conditioning absolutely everywhere, of course. Some apartments have the units mounted on the wall up there. I kind of wish I did, to be honest, right now in the summer. But mine has this big standing unit because for some landlords it's more convenient and cheaper to get this. And right now in Wuhan, it's so hot. This thing is basically a member of the family. You have to switch it on majority of the time if you're at home, because Wuhan gets hot. Its nickname is the oven. No jokes. So there we go. The TV was provided by the landlord as well. And guys, this TV talks. It speaks in Chinese, so sometimes I'm just talking on the phone or doing something and she believes I'm talking to her. If you have watched my previous vlogs, you would have definitely heard her. Of course, I use my HDMI to connect to my MacBook so I can watch Netflix and some other websites like HeyYou and my guilty pleasure. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the entire apartment. The balcony runs all the way from here, if you guys can see, and I can actually access this from both the living room and guess what? My bedroom. So that's the balcony door from my bedroom, and yeah, it's from the living room. I've got my little table and chairs out here, and this is where you'd find me most mornings. I bring my coffee out, journal, read, think about my life, occasionally question my life, I guess. This is where all the depression is probably done from. And sometimes at night I spend a lot of time here. It's probably one of the few parts of the apartment that has become an actual ritual for me every morning and night. I love this rug from IKEA as well. It's so beautiful. And then this looks like a toy, but it's my washing machine. Having washing machines on balconies or tucked away in the bathrooms and other spaces is not unusual here. I've lived in China long enough now that I don't even think about it. So whatever it is, it's there. Here I have some things like washing stuff. I even have some shisha stuff in there. It's very dusty because China can get very dusty because of constructions, and trust me, there's so much construction around me. And here you can see, always keep mosquito repellent near you. My little Moroccan light lamps. So pretty. I live on the 24th floor, guys, so it's pretty high up. Here I have my lights, so when the weather gets better, I will turn them on. As you can see, all the way down, it's green. The community is huge. There's about 11, 12 buildings, and each building has 2 big blocks. So that is, for example, building 3 only, okay? That is building 4 only. So can you imagine how huge it is? Which is great because most of the evenings I walk around the buildings, all around the community, as many people here do. It's really beautiful. Lots of kids here, lots of nannies, very safe. There's gym areas, slides, park, there's pull-up bars, just a lot. It's really beautiful. And over there, it's the school. There's lots of different schools around here because, as I mentioned, I have been a teacher for a long time and I ended up staying in this apartment instead of moving. And right over there, guys, is the mall. So this is a huge mall with lots of different shops, restaurants, cafes, Starbucks, tea shops, Pizza Hut, KFC, McDonald's, you name it. It has everything. Gym as well. There's lots of gyms around here too. You can see kids are playing in the park there. Close this before any mosquitoes come in, because if they do, I swear I'm going to start crying. They love me so much. I cannot deal with them. Room, exciting. I can actually come in from there, as I mentioned. That's where I can see my washing. I actually like my bedroom quite plain. I don't have a lot of decorations in here because I want it to feel calm and not cluttered. Although you might notice one pillowcase here looks completely different from everything else. That is my satin pillowcase. Women will understand the aesthetic had to be sacrificed for my hair. It's to help me protect my hair so they don't fall out, okay? So I just keep it there daily. I've also got 2 wardrobes here. Unfortunately, though they look really big and kind of lengthy, there's not much space in there. We have my bathroom, which is very convenient, ensuite. This is the bigger of the two bathrooms and the one I actually use every day. This is where I shower, do my skincare. Let me show you. Ooh, what's that? So I have some of the skincare I use every morning, hand wash of course, and some of the things here. You can see lots of space, some drawers and everything. And smart toilet, of course, I love it. I can't imagine my life without a smart toilet anymore. And then here is my shower. I have my action board there. I don't want to show you guys too much. So every time I'm showering every day, I can see what I've already done, what else there is left to do. Now we are coming to one of my biggest compromises with apartments in China, the kitchen. So if you're watching this and thinking that's quite small, it is actually a little small, but it's not too tiny or something. This is a fairly standard sized kitchen for apartments in China, so I am completely used to it. As you can see, there's just two hobs here, which really does disappoint me on some days. I love cooking sometimes though. I just meal prep the same meals every week. I make my coffee here every morning. I have the capsules and this Nespresso coffee machine, Medea toaster. So Medea is a very popular brand here in China. It has lots of kitchen appliances and things like that. Even other things like fans and whatnot. These two hobs, which are fine for me, honestly, they're fine for me or just two people living here. However, when I think about having people over for dinner, suddenly I'm just thinking, how am I supposed to cook an entire dinner for people with just two hobs? It's one of the reasons I sometimes don't like to host. And I also bought this white shelf myself because I didn't need more storage to put the kitchen wipes, a rice cooker I won from my workplace, some bin bags, zip bags, spare things, water, of course, is essential because you have to buy a water bottle here, and yeah, just some forks, knives, things like that. And then I have my dishes and spices, etc. in all of these cupboards. And I am also very short, so it's hard for me to store everything up there sometimes, so I cannot always utilize the space as much as I want to, because who's going to reach up there for me? So I'm not lazy, guys. I just cooked this kitchen a bit ago and it was still hot, so I'm just allowing it for it to cool down so I can put it in the fridge. Is the oven. Unfortunately, majority of the average apartments in China don't come with an oven like here. This is just drying place, by the way. Or you do end up buying your own little makeshift oven. It's not the best, but it gets the job done. And I have a microwave as well. So this is something I got myself. The rest, the landlord. Now we are going to the room I warned you about. This was originally the second bedroom, and I want you to please lower your expectations. There used to be an entire bed in here, but I knew I didn't need another bedroom, so I asked the landlord if he could remove it, which sounds very simple. It was not simple, guys. I turned this into a dressing room. This is where I get ready in the morning. I got my skincare products, which are kind of hidden here. I have the jewelry and the products, hair products and some sunglasses, and here's the mirror and some of the bags, some of the shoes from here. These racks are from IKEA. I don't love them. Please don't look at them for too long. I'm actually scared to film because I'm actually really embarrassed of this room. I feel so every time I walk in because I really don't like these two racks in here. I really like space. I don't like things on display. So this room is very much a room in progress. And while we're here, please look at these curtains. What is that? Like, what is this color? I don't know what went over my landlord's mind when he was choosing all these different colors. They're actually brilliant. Like, they're really good because they are blackout curtains. But spiritually, they're kind of upsetting. So you'll also notice these bars on the windows. You'll see them in quite a few apartments in China. I, of course, don't like them. Luckily, they're just here and in my office and not in the bedroom or in the living room. So I kind of made peace with them. But honestly, what is this? Which I make a big mess in every day and things everywhere. So let's not look there for too long. Have bathroom number 2. This isn't much of a story here because basically I hardly use it. As you can see, it's quite small, but of course it does its job. Again, smart toilet. This one, I just have it for the guests, mostly. It's not that small, but it's good. It does have a shower, I don't know why, but it's good in case anyone ever wanted to stay over. Not that they will, but yeah, pretty much always clean. I rarely use it. Good for the guests. And here I have the sink and some space and cabinets here, which is mostly used for the guests to wash their hands. I don't like the setting, but again, it's pretty common here in China in some places. I honestly don't know what this sun thing is. One of my friends, he gave it to me for birthday last year and I just felt too bad to throw it away, so I've just kept it here. And then this is mostly my medicine. Finally, this is probably the room that represents my life the most at the moment, my office. Most of my furniture in here, this is all mine, nothing is the landlord's, and I did get it from IKEA. So I've got my books here and documents in these brown baskets. Part of the reason that I don't know if I should be getting more furniture or not is because I might be moving and I don't know when. I have not decided. In a situation where I want to make the office better, okay? Sorry, I just had like a mini cough attack, so I'm trying to catch my breath. So the situation means I want it better. I want to make the office better, but I also don't want to buy any more furniture because moving furniture in China can become a whole situation. And I don't think selling is as straightforward in secondhand groups as it is back home. There are some secondhand WeChat groups and platforms where you can sell your belongings and different things. However, in my personal opinion and experience, I found that it's much easier to buy something brand new here in China because, hello, we are in the land of Taobao. If you don't know what Taobao is, it's basically Amazon on steroids. So you can buy a lot of good quality things for really good price, cheap prices. So why do you need secondhand stuff? Ideally, it's great and we should do that. But that's one of the downsides I found because sometimes I wish I could just donate my things or thrift stores and do this and that. There are these things that exist here, but it's not as easy and common as it is back in England. Every time I look at my things here and stuff I'm not really happy about in my place or in the office, I do have to question whether I really need to buy storage or any more furniture. Ideally, I think decluttering is the best choice because though you shouldn't be throwing away so often, you should only keep what you need. So I'm still working that out. I do declutter a lot. I love decluttering and I'm sure I will get there eventually. But that's a decision I will need to make for the future. I might move somewhere with more storage and maybe more desirable location because this is around 40-minute drive from the main center of Wuhan. And again, I only moved around this area because of my teaching job, which has of course ended. So I don't need to be around here, but I am because the cost suits me really well. Before, my company was paying my rent and I just needed to pay utilities, which is the gas, water and electricity, which is all very affordable, especially around this area. I need to cough again. Sorry guys. What's happening? I know what's happening. It's the AC, okay? If you live in a hot country. It's the AC. Oh my goodness. It dries up your throat. Every night I'm coughing. You can't live without it, and it's hard to live with it too because it can make you sick sometimes. Oh. Before I end this video, I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering what is the cost of all of this. God. Oh. this cough. I was fine the whole day until now. So apart from my rent, I pay electricity, water and gas bill. Unlike the UK, it's not month by month at all. You pay by Alipay, okay? Whenever it runs out, you just go on Alipay, which is an app which you can order food from, do anything and everything. It's this one. There's an application. It's called Utilities, there with a sign. And there it has my details, where I live. Let me show you. Oh, there we go. It has my electricity and gas here, okay? And I can just click on electricity and let's see. There you go. It has my details and it's showing me that I have 68 kwai. Yeah, 68.49 right now in my balance. And then I can choose the amount I want to pay, 20, 50 or 100, or I can enter my own amount and top up the electricity. I probably should do it before I forget, because I hate it if it just runs out and then you might have to wait a few minutes for it to turn back on, but it's never an issue, it's done instantly. So I just topped up 100 RMB right now. Now let's check the gas. It just has 20. Probably should top that up as well. I was back in the UK, guys, last month I came back. I just went for 2 weeks. I have not topped up for quite some time, so I'm going to top up 100. Again, it's summer, so I don't need to worry that much about it running out. It's only in the winter when it's really cold. Okay, so that's done. You can pay your bills whenever your electricity or gas runs out. In terms of water, I can also top up through the phone. With water, it's also very cheap. I think maybe I pay like 50 to 100 kwai. Maybe I pay 30, 60, I don't know, a month? I don't even pay monthly. Let's say 200 will last me a long time, 3 months, 4 months. I could be wrong, but I know it's a very small amount that I actually pay. So I think the utilities are probably what surprises me the most about China, because I do find it very affordable, especially compared to the UK. I mentioned earlier, if you have watched my previous vlogs, my company did actually pay for my rent. They used to give me housing allowance. So I would pay my landlord for 3 months and then they would reimburse the money monthly to me. So yes, it was all covered by them. However, since June, I've started to pay the rent myself. I still pay every 3 months. You can choose 3 months or 6 months. I would not advise anyone to pay longer than 3 months. I don't really see the point. And also, unless you know your landlord really well and you've lived there for a few years, it's best just to do it 3 months. It's very rare that you pay monthly for the rent. However, it is not impossible, but I personally do not know anyone who pays monthly. So in total, my rent costs me 3,200 RMB per month. I think that works around, let's say that's, let me see. It's around £352 to $474 a month for 3 bedrooms. Remember, it's brand new as well, guys, with floor heating, smart toilets and management fees are included as well. So that means there's someone cleaning the hallways, the lobbies, they wash the ground every single day, upkeeping, all that stuff is done. Of course, it's not the dream apartment. Would I love a bigger kitchen and more storage and more space? Of course I would, but I'm very grateful and I'm happy with where I live and the way I live as well. It works for me. Of course, I could do with changing the damn curtains because I love my balcony. I think it's my favorite place in the whole of the apartment. I love spending time there every single day. And if I had to compare what I'm getting here in Wuhan, £350 a month compared to, let's say, Leeds or Manchester, it's kind of crazy because I'm sure it would cost me 3 times higher than what I'm paying now. Like $350, what can you get with $350 back home? Not even a studio these days. Wuhan isn't a very populous city. I'm aware of that fact, and it's not as big as Shanghai or Beijing or Guangzhou. No, it's not. But in my personal opinion, I do believe Wuhan is great to live in because Wuhan is very modern, it's very clean, and you will definitely find great brand new modern apartments here, which are all cost effective compared to Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Beijing. Again, they're like capital big cities. I cannot compare, okay? But I have been to Guangzhou apartment viewing and Shanghai, and I do have a vlog if you want to check it out. You can compare how much the cost was. Something somewhat decent that I liked started from 15 to 20k. Again, that's Shanghai, okay? I know what we are paying for. However, if you want to save, you want to live in clean, modern place, I highly recommend Wuhan. Why not? You can go to a beautiful apartment with view of the bridge, lake, whatsoever, like whatever you like. I used to live near East Lake and my view was amazing. It was so beautiful. I loved that place. However, my landlord sold the apartment, so this is my home. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm sure there might be some things I did not cover. If there's anything that you want to know, if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments below. This is my home for now. Maybe there might be another apartment tour in the future. I don't know. But for now, this is home. And thank you so much for coming to my house with me and being nosy. I will see you guys in my next vlog. Please give it a like and a comment and subscribe if you can. I just need to know I should keep going or not with the vlogs. See you next time.